Namo
Namaha. Yeah, Ramuji, your hands were raised.
You said that this mantra is usually chanted when a sannyasi is welcome. I agree, I also do that, but it seems little incongruous to say that he has already understood and he has changed track. And to say this mantra to sannyasi is a laughable matter.
Yeah, it's supposed to reflect from him and reflect on us.
He has to tell the grihasthas who are still his karmagandhis. But
Yeah, so
here
that's
the
the
karmagandhis are telling the sannyasi.
no, it's supposed to reflect on us. Yeah, that's the idea. The praise of sannyasi also. It's also praise, Ramuji. So when your guest comes to you, you praise the guest. You tell good things about the guest. So you say that's that.
Maybe it is saying that you have understood all this and you have renounced. That's why we are praising you.
It is meant for us. It's not meant for a sannyasi, really speak. That we have to remember. And that means we appreciate, we respect, we adore this journey. And we also, may you bless us with this. That's what they're saying. So I don't think it's incongruous. I don't think so. Yeah, Hemaji.
That Shraddha, talking about, that is where the word Shraddham also comes from, right? Shraddhaya Kuryate, Shraddham.
Correct.
Normally, when people say they say Shraddham, I mean, without knowing, correct, Shraddham, it is to be said that. Yeah?
Correct. Correct.
Okay.
Shraddham.
And one more thing, that Api Swarnamayi Lanka, and can you just say that shloka once?
Api Swarnamayim Lankam.
Swarnamayim Lankama, Swarnamayi Lankava. Pratama Dvitiya.
Name Rochate. See, Name Rochate. No, I think it is Prathama Vibhakti.
Pratama. Api Swarnamayi Lanka Name Rochate.
Api Swarnamayi Lanka Name Lakshmana Rochate. Name Lakshmana
It doesn't interest
Rochate.
me. It doesn't interest me. This Swarnamayi Lanka doesn't interest me because Janani Janmabhumischa Swargada Bigariyasi. Okay.
Correct.
And there is, you spoke about the sannyasi, the Bahya Nantara. So there is a saying, head in the forest, hands in the society. That concept. So, I mean, I just remembered that. And one more question. That Praja also, that Yatha Raja Tata Praja. There also it comes, the same Praja, isn't it?
Correct. Correct.
And Anashuhu, I want to know the root, because you've already gone to the next line.
Correct. Anashuhu. So there is this is Ashdhatu. Ashdhatu. And Anashire, lit lakara of Ash is Anashire.
Ashdhatu, lit
yeah, Ashdhatu. There are two Ashdhatus, and the Vyaptau, Ashu Vyaptau, in the sense of gaining, in the sense of pervading. Ashu Vyaptau, lit means paroksha lit, past tense. Prathama Purushaha Bahuvachanam. They. So they gained Anashire. And here it is Chandasam. It should be Anashire, but it says Anashuhu. So it is Chandasam. Vedic usage.
So that is na karmana, na prajaya, na dhanena, tyage naike. So it is neither to karma nor praja nor dhana, but only by tyaga one attains immortality. That is what it says. There are three nas.
One attains or some attained. It's a
some
past
attain.
tense.
Some attain. No. There are three nas. Na karmana, what are all negated. Karma, praja and dhana are negated. Only tyaga takes you there.
So there are only two nas. There are only two nas. So you have to copy and paste. Copy and paste. Before dhanena also you should put a copy paste.
But so that na doesn't come. So that is only for dhanena you have to have the na. But it is not explicitly there in the mantra.
Correct.
Okay, I thought I left out the third na. I just now wrote it. So I just wanted to make sure that I'm not doing it.
Put it within brackets. Within brackets
Okay.
now.
Adhyahritam. Okay, okay. Thank you, Guruji. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, Sapna.
Namaste.
Can be also with a hyphen.
Namaste. So Shraddha was defined as Shrat Dadati iti Shraddha. Did I get that right? Shrat. Is that Shrat?
Correct.
So Shrat is Sat. Is
correct.
that
Satyam? Satyam.
Guruji, the example you gave, chanting that shloka before going to bed with your mother, it was very touching. What touched me the most is your mother had the Shraddha in your words. You, I think, I mean, of course, the Shraddha in Ishvara, that shloka is going to protect her, right? If she did not have that, which some of us experience on a daily basis, your Shraddha, yes, you will pray with deep Shraddha. But the other person, the recipient, if that person also doesn't have it, it doesn't work, right?
No, it won't work. It won't work.
So for you, everything aligned. So it worked, right?
So, in fact, I said it because there was an expectation of alignment. Let's put it that way also. Because I know my mother. Otherwise, I would not have said it. If the Shraddha is not there, if I know Shraddha is not there, there's no need to mention it also. It will be a waste of time. I'll have to come up with something else. Yeah.
Sure, that is true. Sometimes we don't know, and we come from a place of Shraddha, but we don't know the recipient, intimate enough. But we come from a, yeah. So we are, we come with good intention, right? I go with a good intention, not knowing the recipient. So is it something that I need to have that discrimination to read the room, so to speak? If I don't know where that person stands, I should have that discrimination to not even go there.
Yeah. So in such a situation, if you have time, you have to find out where the Shraddha is. You have to find. You should know a little bit about the person by asking questions, etc., and then intelligent questions. You come to know about the person. What are their likes, dislikes, etc. Then you'll know, and you'll quickly know where the heart is.
Quick thing. I say this prayer every night. Okay? But I don't have that experience that you have, where I get up in the morning and say, that prayer protected me. I didn't have a bad dream. There have been days that have been very turbulent, nights, like, but next night I will say the prayer. And I will say, Umachi, you protect me. Yesterday it was bad. Today so the Shraddha keeps growing, but also that strong desire, that expectation that it has to work is not there anymore. There used to be a time when I used to hold on to that. Now it's okay. It's okay. It had its place. So it doesn't trouble me. But to be able to comfortably say that, that worked, I cannot say.
Yeah, it will grow into us. It will grow into us. Yeah.
Also, the second thing, I hope I'm not taking somebody else's time, but quickly, the comment you made about sannyasi, fighting for things. I've always had this issue. Like Puja Swamiji, I would say he was a warrior, right? So many things he took up, he brought it to the front, right? So if he didn't, so many things we wouldn't, I guess. He changed so many people's, people who needed to be changed. He infused that with his forceful dialogue or forceful teachings. So, so is that? So how do I take that example that you give? I got this thought in my head that one has to be, even you, right? Meaning you can sit back and just teach Vedanta and just be, right? But you do things, and rightfully so. We need that, right? So what was that? I couldn't appreciate that comment that you made. So I think I missed the point.
So appreciate the comment about Arjuna becoming a sannyasi. Is that the idea?
No. You said some sannyasis become politicians and then they fight and they say the government has to take care of sannyasis. You made that. So
No. What I meant is Arjuna is a sannyasi, and then he becomes agitated with all the state of affairs, and he says politicians have to do this. They're not doing. They're not serving sannyasi samuha and all. He will start saying. That's what I was saying.
okay.
I did talk about sannyasis becoming politicians and all. No, I know that is not at all what I said.
Okay. So I missed that Arjuna part, I think. Okay. Dhanyawad.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah, Pavitra ji.
Namaste, Acharya. My question is very basic. In sense, before I started attending sessions about the Upanishad, I had in my mind that Upanishads are mostly like stories. Having listened to Nachiketa for most of the time, right? Some listen, but now I want to understand. Like, so does all Upanishads only talk about Brahmanyana? If so, are they all under when I was reading the information about what this Upanishad is, it's about like developing the sadhana. It helps us develop the sadhanas. It gives us some guidelines around those. Or does it mean that each Upanishads give us different sadhana points? How to understand what that is and why? How does it mean like just having one Upanishad would have done, right? Brahmajnana. So I just am a little confused around that. If you could please clarify for me. Thanks.
Right. So, hi Krishna. So,
Namaste, Acharya.
Namaste. How are you, Krishna?
Good.
Very good. Very nice. Happy to see you. So, the meaning of the word Upanishad is that which releases us from samsara when we approach it with Shraddha. That is a definition, meaning of the word Upanishad. It may have stories, it did not have stories. Upanishad is a very unique example. Many Upanishads have some stories, but Kathopanishad is ultimate. It starts with a story, beautiful story. Everybody can relate to it and all. The story is just a canvas, that's all. It's just a canvas, but Upadesha is the same thing. Brahma Vidya is the subject matter of the Upanishad. So when you say sadhana, so we are going to talk more about that. Sadhana means what? Karma sadhanam va jnana sadhanam. Karma sadhanam, there are many. Through which I can get artha, kama and dharma. Punyam. Peace of mind I want. Peace of mind also is dharma only. It is punyam. Punyam is a cause for peace of mind. Cause means manifest as peace of mind. So it is all within dharma, artha and kama. Peace of mind is important. Joy, basic joy is important. Then moksha comes in other category. Not in the karma category, not in the karma sadhanam category. It will come in the Jnana sadhanam category. Because of the nature of the problem. The problem decides what the solution will be. If the problem is this food has very little salt, there is only one solution to that. Not meditation. Not going to the temple and doing pradakshina. You have to take some salt and sprinkle some salt in this food. That is the only way this food will be eatable. Let's say. Karma. So karma sadhanam only will help in these cases. Even for the greatest jnani, this karma sadhanam is required if the person wants to have proper food. Therefore, karma sadhanam has its place and it will be there only in that place. The jnana sadhanam is the tricky part which we are beginning to understand. Jnanam is required where ajnanam is the cause of a problem. When ignorance is a cause of a problem, then there is only one solution for it, and that solution has to be the opposite of ignorance, which is jnanam. Opposite of ajnanam, which is jnanam. So all Upanishads talks about sadhanam, yes, jnana sadhanam. What about other sadhanams? Like puja parayanadi is there. Dhyanam is there. Upasanam is there. Tirtha yatra is there. Like this, we have hundreds of sadhanams. Kriya yoga, so many yogas are there. Newer and newer yoga names also they create. Yeah, good. Let everything be a sadhanam. It's all good. It's all good. It comes in which category? It comes in the category of this karma sadhanam. Because none of that will work against ignorance. Ignorance, there is only one way. Just like andhakara. Tejas timira sanghavate. So just like ignorance, the darkness can only be removed by light. Nothing else will remove darkness. Like that, ignorance can only be removed by jnanam. And so Upanishads talk about this jnana sadhana. They may or may not have stories, etc. But that's all by the way only. Thank you. Yeah, Hemaji.
When Swapnaji spoke about you're telling your mother about the shloka, I mean, I think it's a role reversal. So when we are young, the mother tells, Idi idichiduna Arjuna, Arjuna chollu, Karna mudinda Arjuna cholluna. We had implicit faith in that. Arjuna, Arjuna channa bayam poidonu. So I think it's a role reversal. When we get old, I think we become child and the child becomes our parent. I mean, that's because I'm on the other side of the fence. So I'm saying that.
True, true. That is always helpful. Yeah, comes in handy. Prakashji.
Yeah, I was in a bookshop recently and I saw a book reference to Kaivalya Navanitam, a Tamil work by some saint. So I just wanted to check whether is that related to this Upanishad or is it completely independent?
It's not related. Not related. Kaivalya Navanitam. It's a different book written by different text, different by different author. Yes.
All right.
It is Smriti. Kaivalya Upanishad is Shruti.
Right. Okay.
Shruti and Smriti.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Prabhupada. Yeah, Ram Narayan. After that, Swapna.
Guruji, I think there was somebody before me. I can wait.
So go ahead.
Okay. So the question I had, Guruji, was with respect to you talked about the karma phala and the concept of how you have to look at pursuing karma phala versus the notion of jnanam. When you take a step back and look at our landscape of Hindu darshanas, and you have Advaita, and you have which is non-dualism, and then you have qualified non-dualism, which is Vishishtadvaita, and then that thing, and then you have Bheda Veda and the different schools. how is it those schools come to the same Upanishads, read the same Upanishads that we're reading, but then they talk about pursuing of moksha through Saguna Brahman and through bhakti as opposed to jnana? It's the same source material, but like completely different interpretation, right?
Yeah, exactly. So it shows that it is possible. It's possible. And it shows that it is such subtle. Because it is subtle, the more subtle something gets, the more interpretations you'll have. The more gross it is. If I show you something like this and say, ask you what is this, chances are pretty likely you're going to get the same answer from everybody. Because it's a book, and that too, it has a title on the book, Kaivalya Upanishad, it says. Okay? So pretty much we can agree on a lot of things. The picture that is there on the book also, we can agree Shiva and Parvati are there in this book. Okay? So the gross things, generally there won't be this disagreements.
Yeah.
Disagreements won't be there.
Yeah.
Quick agreement. We'll come to quick agreements, okay? But that's not the case with subtle things. Just take psychology, for example. A person presents a certain set of symptoms. 5 psychologists are looking at it. They're going to approach it differently, no doubt. Okay? And the cause of the problem also may be hard to figure out. A psychologist can help the person with the symptoms, all right. Everybody will help, no doubt. Everybody will get. But if you ask them what is the actual cause of the problem, root cause of the problem, they may not be able to say it. Why? Because it is too subtle. We don't know. She is told. She himself doesn't know. Patient doesn't know. And now this we are supposed to figure out. So it's a long process. It's a more subtle it is. Atma is the most subtle. It cannot even be perceived. Okay, it cannot even be perceived, and therefore you can't put as I say, you can't put a finger on it. And so you're going to have these interpretations. Now, who is to make sense out of all these interpretations? There is only one person who can make sense out of it. The listener has to make sense out of all this.
Yeah.
And so it is a subtle aspect. So you got the other extreme. Advaita is one extreme. It's really an extreme. Fortunately, it's not in between. Fortunately, I say, because you can go either way when you're in the middle. But here is extreme. You are the whole, you are free here and now. You are complete. That's it. That is Advaita Vedanta. Anybody else is going to be less than that. You will become complete. You will become full. You are not full now. You are what you think you are. Okay? It can appeal to many people. It does appeal to many people. Because why? My life is real. What I'm going through is absolutely real. Real, correct, but absolutely real also. This fellow will say, Advaita Vedanta will say, no, it's real, all right, but you don't have a word called Satyam. Nitya is not there in your language. And what you're going through is real, but changingly real. Changingly real is very different from unchangingly real.
And I don't mean the statement with any judgment, but
no, that's correct. What I'm saying is, I'm saying that's why you have conferences. Every field of science, there is a conference. Why? Because they have to debate. There is a freedom of thinking. They have to debate it out. Same debates happen here also. Debates are going on. Raging debates are there in our Shankaracharya will simulate those debates. Same thing. Exactly. That is how the truth is pricey, you know. Truth won't reveal itself just like that. If one has to work on it.
Makes sense. No. Thank you, Guru.
Yes, sure. Yeah, Sapna, go ahead.
Regarding Shraddha, so Shraddha in the Shastra is very important. Is needed for us to understand this subject, right? So Shraddha in our eyes just comes, it is inbuilt. So when you gave the example of the glasses being orange, I already have knowledge of orange. That's why I can say that it's not orange. Like you are claiming it's orange, but it's not orange. because I already have that knowledge. Here, when I am studying Brahma Vidya, I am ignorant. I just don't know that I am Brahman. So the Shraddha in the Shastra has to be there, right? So is it, how, I guess some people have it, some people are in the process of developing it, some people just don't have it, right? So that factor that differentiates all of us, right? I guess it's Punya Papa, right? Our Prarabdha Karma.
Correct. Correct. Everything is Prarabdha, no doubt. But the reason we give that example of this Shraddha, the eyesight example of, believing your eyes. We believe 100% whatever eyes say. Anything that goes on, which is not what you see, is, we question it, because you can't go against perception. Okay. That's why sometimes you do like this. Because you say, okay, maybe my eyes are not right. You give the benefit of doubt. Then you say, no, it's not like that. But here, the example of eyesight is useful. Where we can say it is, just like eyes are a pramanam for me, and like the guy in New York, he has to open his eyes. Only he can say, only then he can see. Let him tell the world whether he sees or not. You have to operate the pramanam. Eyes are a pramanam. You have to operate it. Only then you have to see whether it is working or not. Veda also is Shabda pramanam. Pramanam exactly like the eyesight, except that eyes are meant for these sthula vishayas, but Veda is meant for this Atma, that is Anatma. And so, Pramanam also has to be operated. I have to operate the Upanishad, and Ram Narayan's question, I have to operate the Upanishad, and then let me find out if what is being said is true or not. Okay, and so Jnanam, same thing. Same thing means what? That pramana, to highlight the aspect of pramanam, we give this example. And yeah, Shraddha in the Shastram comes slowly. Sometimes when we study the Shastram, Shraddha will grow also. We should not write us off just like that. Shraddha is less because we don't know these things. We ended up in a class, and then slowly you learn more and more, and since Shraddha just rapidly builds after some point. Rapidly builds. So, all this Ishvara Leela it is. Yeah.
Dhanyavada.
Yeah, Vidya.
So, Jayakumarji, I was curious about Advaita, this Kaivalya Navanitam book that our classmate mentioned. So I looked it up. So it's actually a Advaita book, actually in Tamil, written by one Swami called Tandavaraya Swami. And Ramana Maharshi often used to refer to this book. So I think for somebody, who's very familiar with Tamil, this book might be a useful thing for them to read. It might click, in their own mother tongues, to read some of these things too.
So our Swami Omkarananda used to teach Kaivalya Navanitam.
I see.
Okay. Yeah. Kaivalya Navanitam is a text that is taught by many Vedanta acharyas, and it's in Tamil, and therefore for those who are connect with the Tamil language, it's a useful text, important text. And Kaivalyam has only one meaning in Advaita Vedanta. Kevalasya Bhavaha Kaivalya. So Tandavaraya Swami was the author of that. Yeah. Correct. So, but it's not same as Kaivalya Upanishad. Text is not the same, but the message is the same. Yeah. Right. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, Jayakumar.
Yeah. Hariji.
Hari Om. Guruji, can you hear me?
Yes.
When we were talking about Shraddha, in the Pramanam. My Guruji also plays a key role for producing my Shraddha in the Pramanam. My Guru holds my hand. When I am reaching my Guru initially, I am muddled with ignorance. The Guru plays a key role so that slowly, my Shraddha in the Pramanam increases, and a point comes that I will not be able to leave the Pramanam.
The question is?
So my question is, my Shraddha, for me to produce or to me to have Shraddha, the Guru is the main helping hand. Because I don't know anything about Pramana initially. More than Shraddha, I have a belief. Okay, I have been seeing so many people, so many people are more peaceful than me, and he does this, he does this. So initially it is belief. Okay,
Correct.
if I go.
No, I got your question. So that is, Shraddha is there, yeah. So it is
Then
somewhat
changes to Shraddha.
So there is it is shaky. It's a shaky Shraddha initially.
Yeah.
Shaky because it's based on hearsay and this, you've seen it, and unfortunately being born in a culture like this, you have that culture also gives you that Shraddha.
Yeah.
It strengthens the Shraddha, but finally Shraddha becomes 100%, if I can use that word 100%, once you listen to the Shastra. And when it starts making sense to you, then you understand the value of Shraddha also. Correct?
Yeah.
Value of Shraddha becomes there, and so then the Shraddha becomes complete. And then Shraddhavan labhate jnanam. Correct. What you said is right. So Guru and Shastram also strengthens that Shraddha.
For me, my first Guru was my mother. No, I used to tag along with her when she goes to discourses and pravajanams and all. I used to tag along. I didn't understand anything, but I know that the mother. I knew that the mother does it what is correct. That sort of a faith. So I used to go with her. All Upanishad. I didn't know anything.
Very good.
But
very good.
Since my mother was there, then I said there must be something in it.
Correct. Shraddha is like that. That's why we say karma bhumi. We use these words for this particular land because and being born in this bhumi, punya bhumi, all these things we say. Why punya bhumi? Because you are automatically infused with Shraddha from the day one into the Shastra. Unknowingly. You don't know anything about Shastra, Ishvara and all. But it's all there, comes along with you. But that may be lacking when we leave this place. Because other places, they are the different views, world views are there. And this kind of Shastram will not be available. As a child, at least, not available. As an environment, it's not available. You have to seek it. So parents, Indian parents living abroad, have to make an effort to seek it. All of us have to seek it, no doubt. But that temple itself is not there, means what will you do?
True.
You have to build a temple. Starting from building a temple, they have to do these projects. So so that's correct. So Shraddha comes from various sources. Just being born in the culture also infuses us with Shraddha.
Thank you.
Yeah. Prasad Gurujala.
Namaste. I'm sorry, I cannot on video. I'm totally ill and on bed. But I just could not, though I have this wanted to have a discussion, but when Mr. Narayan has started, so I thought I would just extend my thought on that, and particularly the reconciliation of Vishishta and Advaita Vedanta. So when we talked about bhakti today, and also when Ram Narayan talked about the saguna, but I would present that bhakti in different way in my question. So me as an individual, as a reality appearing as this individual prasad, and the same reality as God, right? So they both the bhakti is their relationship between me as prasad and the same reality appearing as God. So God is as real as prasad is. Why there should, I'm just always thinking about why there should be any sort of conflict. We go with some examples. So let me say an example. In ocean, due to intense cold, water freezes and becomes an iceberg. Now, when the sun rises, again the iceberg becomes water. A particular person, due to high intense devotion, realizes the certain form of say an iceberg in a certain form. In other words, God in certain form. But in it is the same water, whether you experience the water or iceberg in a different form. It is the same water. Like we take examples in Advaita Vedanta. So that intense devotion to certain form makes the reality appear to the devotee in that form. So a duality concept, particularly, I'm not talking about I'm talking about only Visishta Advaita. So it talks about the same water. So because the devotion is possible to that form, which is iceberg in certain form, but it is the same water. So that's my argument here. So there should not be any conflict there.
So there should not be any conflict?
Even if me with my bhakti, of course, even in bhakti form also, there is always knowledge and karma. So which are not at all denied, they are there. So, but here it's bhakti, which is a form. So like in my metaphor, it is the iceberg in certain form, but it is the same water. So I should accept even Visishta Advaita, a person who is actually believing that, okay, even my bhakti, and we have examples also like Mirabai and others. So that should not have any conflict when it comes to, Visishta Advaita talking about bhakti.
Yeah, we'll have a chance to talk a little bit about this maybe sometime. We'll see, we'll find an opportunity.
Sure, thank you.
Thank you. So I have to leave now. This phone is saying 5% battery. Not bad. It worked very hard along with us.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. If you have any questions, please ask in the next class. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Dhanvantaraye Amrita Kalashahastaya Sarvamaya Vinashanaya Trilokyanathaya Shri Mahavishnave Namaha.